Okay, picture this. November 23, 2025. Something pretty incredible happened in the world of cricket. Nepal's blind women's cricket team was playing in the World Cup final. Now, they didn't bring home the trophy, but what they brought back, well, it was something way more important. A feeling of unity, of pride, and a whole lot of hope for an entire nation.
And this is where the story gets really interesting. You look at the official scoreboard, and it's simple. Nepal lost the final to India by 7 wickets. But if you were actually there, on the streets, scrolling through social media, or in any Nepali home that day, it felt like a massive win. So in this explainer, we're going to dive into why that so-called loss felt like pure gold.
In this quote, it just exploded online, and it perfectly captures the feeling. It wasn't about who had a technical edge. It was all about spirit, about grit, and about courage. This one sentence really sums up how millions of people saw that game.
Now, to really get the emotion of that final, you have to understand the journey that got them there. See, this team wasn't some lucky underdog, no. They were an absolute powerhouse, and their road to the final is all the proof you need.
Their path to the championship was just dominant. We're talking about crushing cricket giants like Pakistan in the quarterfinals and then taking down Australia in the semis. So here's the key thing. They walked onto that field for the final match completely unbeaten. They had already proven they were world-class.
So this probably has you wondering what I was wondering. How on earth is this even possible? Playing a sport as fast as cricket without being able to see, it sounds almost superhuman, right?
Well, the secret is this brilliant adaptation. The game is played with a special, slightly larger ball, and it's filled with ball bearings. So as it rolls and flies through the air, it makes this very distinct sound. The players rely completely on their incredible hearing. They track that sound to bowl, to swing the bat, and to field. The level of concentration and skill it takes is just immense.
All right, so with all that in mind, let's get back to the final match itself. It was a day packed with high hopes, some seriously intense action, and in the end, an unbelievable display of the human spirit.
Nepal batted first, and they put up a really competitive score, 114 for 5. Now in blind cricket, that is a strong fighting total. We saw standout performances like from Rajkumari Gurung, who scored an unbeaten 30, and the captain was just hitting these fearless shots that had the whole crowd buzzing.
But you have to give it to India. Their response was incredibly powerful. Led by Ekta Nimje, who scored an unbeaten half-century, they managed to chase down that target. It was a seriously strong performance that won them the championship.
As that final run was scored, you could see the heartbreak on the Nepali side. Tears in the dugout. But then something truly beautiful happened. The victorious Indian players, instead of celebrating with each other, they immediately ran over to the Nepali team. They started consoling them, hugging them. It was just this powerful, raw moment of pure sportsmanship.
And that moment was captured in this one incredible photo. It's of Nepal's wicketkeeper, Mankala Shrestha, trying to hide her tears while still smiling to congratulate the winners. That single image went absolutely viral. We're talking over 2 million shares in just a couple of hours. It became the defining picture of the entire tournament.
And this really gets us to the heart of the story. How did this loss on a cricket pitch turn into such a massive win for the spirit of an entire country? You know, why did this one match awaken a nation?
This quote from a young Nepali just says it all. In a country that's often divided by politics, these women did something the politicians couldn't. They united 30 million people with one positive, powerful purpose. They didn't protest, they performed. And in doing that, they set the entire nation's heart on fire. And the ripple effect was immediate, and you could actually see it. Politicians from every single party came together to praise them. The government announced rewards, even jobs. Corporate sponsors, who weren't really interested before, were suddenly lining up. And maybe most importantly, thousands of visually impaired kids across Nepal suddenly saw a new dream for themselves. A whole generation found their new heroes. And the government's support wasn't just talk. They immediately announced a reward of 5 lakh rupees, that's 500,000 rupees, for every single player on the team. It was this concrete, tangible way of saying we see you, and what you did matters deeply to this country.
So as we start to wrap this up, it becomes really clear. This team's legacy isn't going to be defined by one match result. It's going to be defined by the inspiration and the unity they created.
So yeah, the physical trophy is in India, and they absolutely earned it. But history and the collective memory of an entire nation, well, it's going to hold on to something totally different from this tournament. History is going to remember it like this: the 2025 Blind Women's World Cup. The year Nepal's warriors, with their skill, their grace, and their unbreakable spirit, won the heart of the world. That's their real, lasting victory.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. What truly defines a victory? Is it what's written on a scoreboard? Or is it measured in the hearts you inspire, the minds you change, and the nation you bring together? This story kind of suggests the answer is a whole lot bigger than just winning or losing a game.